Hey everybody, it's your homegirl Tay, and today we will be reviewing a show on BET called BET Presents The Encore. This is one of the first shows that I've watched on BET in a long time. It looks like they have upped their quality and production, so I'm really excited to be reviewing this show and to just be watching it. So let's just get right into this review. So the show opens up with the girls narrating, and as they're narrating, some things flash across the screen. So the first thing we see is a music experiment followed by 9 former R&B stars. I want you to keep that word former in mind too. A second shot at success. They will be living in a music mansion, forming an R&B supergroup. They'll cut an album, make a stage debut, all in 30 days. And then after that flashes across the screen, it gives us a little taste of what the season has in store for us. And so then now we cut back into what you would call real time, I guess. And so we see the first ladies entering the mansion, and we have Fallon and Felicia, the twins from a group called Cherish. They had that song, Do It To It, and Unappreciated. That's all that I really know from them. They didn't do it for me back then, no shade, but they just weren't for me. And then they open up what looks like champagne as they discuss who may be coming into the house. So as they're discussing this, we have Pam from the group Total. And that group was signed to Bad Boy, Diddy. And they were working with basically everyone from like that 90s era. They're basically hip hop royalty. So when Pam enters the house, she has her face mask on, as she should. This was probably taped during the height of the paninis. So yeah, she's got to do what makes her feel safe. I'm not mad at her. Go ahead and do you, boo. So Fallon and Felicia ask her what group she was from, and she says Total. And so then after she says that, it cuts to one of the twins in a confessional saying how they were hoping for people under 30 to enter the house because it just wouldn't work with older girls in a group. Now, see, here's the problem with that comment here. You would think that Fallon and Felicia were in their early 20s, maybe even late 20s. But no, these girls are in their 30s. And me being nosy, I went to the Google and I looked it up, and these girls are either 33 or 34. Google said 87 or 88. So yeah, they might want to pump their brakes on the ageism. And also, we know how society views women when they hit their 30s. I mean, according to society, when a woman hits 30, it's basically retirement age. You're done, no use. But that's an entirely, different conversation for a different video. But yeah, these girls are not super young. They're not fresh-faced. They are grown, able to go to a 15-year high school reunion grown. No longer getting carded at the liquor store grown. They are grown. So I'm not too sure why they said that, and that's a common theme with them these first couple of episodes. Hopefully it will change, but yeah, I don't like that. And so then the next person to enter the house was Nivea, and Nivea was a solo artist in the early 2000s, and she had that song Don't Mess With My Man, Laundromat, 25 Reasons, and a lot more songs. Honestly, like, I really love Nivea. She had some underrated songs that people don't know about, songs from other people's mixtapes. Like, yeah, I'm not going to tell y'all about it because y'all should already know. But Nivea comes into the house, and I guess the twins know her because they didn't ask who she was. And so Nivea's like, how many more women are coming in here, because there's already 4 of us. It can't get much bigger. That'd be a pretty huge group. Which she's right. She's right. So then we cut to Shamari arriving. She's from the group Black. They had a few songs back in the early 2000s, I want to say, maybe late 90s, more so. But yeah, they had a few songs that I bopped to. I really like them. And then Aubrey enters next, and she is from the group Danity Kane. Aubrey O'Day is who is in the house. And then next we have Irish and Lamisha from the girl group 702. They had some success in maybe the late late 90s, early 2000s. They had the hit song Where My Girl's At. And then last but not least, definitely not least, we have Keely from 3LW and the Cheetah Girls. So she comes in and, you know, the girls all greet her. She, you know, of course, they probably already know who she is. And so they're just getting acquainted. And Iris starts talking about how girl groups are perceived. And she tells us how 702 broke up. And basically what happened with 702 is Mila, who was the lead singer of 702, and Lamisha were constantly bumping heads because Lamisha felt like she should get some opportunities to sing lead, and Iris just felt like she was always trying to be the mediator. She was always in between the two. And then we go to Aubrey, and Aubrey talks about how Danity Kane was broken up on TV. We all remember how one by one, I believe, Diddy basically said. So then Aubrey starts talking, and she talks about how Danity Kane was basically broken up on TV. If I remember correctly, one by one, Diddy dismissed them and kept, gosh, I can't think of, Dawn. He kept Dawn because they did the group Dirty Money or something like that. So yeah, they talk about that. And then Shamari discusses how she was part of Black. And that was basically the prodigy of Lisa Left Eye Lopez. And their careers got cut short because Left Eye died. I think she was in Honduras, but she passed away, and so that just cut their careers short. And so then Nivea and Shamari go and check out the studio, and then we cut back to Pam, and she shares the testimony of how God changed her life. She was the wild child in total, so on and so forth. No shade, but we know how that goes. The delivery story, not story, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh man. And then we go to Aubrey talking to Nivea. Okay, and they're talking about Nivea's kids and who her baby daddies are. And Aubrey asks what we've all been thinking. She asks, well, how is the D? Because you got a baby babies by Lil Wayne and The Dream. What's poppin'? Like, what's that D like? And Nivea just laughs about it. But yeah, Aubrey just says what we're all thinking. She said what we were all thinking. Because, you know, it sounds like it's that toxic demon peen. Oh, man. And then it cuts back to Fallon and Felicia. And they're having a private conversation. And one of them says how they're in a house with a group full of geriatrics. And it's really annoying because, like I said before, they are not young. These are not some, like, 20-year-old girls that are just, like, fresh out of high school or even just had the big 25. Like, no. You've reached 30. You're past 30. They need to chill with that because they're closer to 40 than they are to 20. So they're not young. Period. But then we just cut to the girls coming together and they discuss how there's 9 girls in a group and just like, how is that gonna work? And Keely explains that she's not in the group. She's the creative director. And she says she doesn't want to be in the group. She has no desire to be in the group. She's just there to creative direct. And so the girls are just like, but wait a second. That doesn't make any sense. The twins say that, how is Keely going to be the creative director and she comes from 2 failed groups? And they're better off being the creative director because they actually have songs on Billboard. Which, hey, I'm not even mad at it, you know. Talk your shit. And so then the twins and Keely are going back and forth arguing about who should be doing what and why Keely should not be the creative director. And so then as they're going back and forth, Lamisha jumps in and tells them to leave Keely alone, which the twins didn't like. And so they basically, they just asked, like, who are you? What group are you from? And Lamisha's like, I'm Lamisha. I'm from 702. I've done X, Y, and Z. Child. Just a hot ass mess, really. And so then everybody just kind of starts going their separate ways. But I just want to say this. Nivea is all of us. Nivea is all of us. Where's the food? I want no parts in this. I'm not trying to argue. I'm here to sing. Where are the snacks? She takes me out in the background. So funny, so funny. And so as they're going their separate ways, we have Keely and Aubrey talking about it. And then the twins go by themselves and they're talking the ageism shit again, which is just pretty freaking lame, if you ask me. And then I guess everybody goes to sleep. So the next morning, Pam sees the twins outside, and so she offers to pray with them. So, they're outside praying, and the twins just feel lifted and better, and, that thing that prayer does, makes you feel all good inside. And so they're ready to start fresh. They just want to start with a clean slate. So then it cuts to them all in a room, and then Sita comes on the screen. Now, Sita is an animated character that is from the early 2000s. I remember watching her when I would be home from school sick or something. She would come on after the replay of 106 in Park. And she was just funny. Like, me and my friends used to act like her at one point in time. Like, and she's been saying child since before people were even saying child. So, got to put some respect on Sita's name. But basically, Sita comes on and she just tells them their task at hand, which is making an album and doing a performance. And after Sita goes away, the twins apologize and say that they're sorry and reintroduce themselves. And they just want to have a clean slate, which I definitely get. And I think everybody was receptive to it, except for Irish and Keely. They got their eyes on the twins. And so then we just cut to when the vocal coach comes in, and her name is Cinnamon, and she's been working with Shamari since Shamari was 13. So however old Shamari is now, probably like decades they've been working together. So so she takes them all downstairs to the studio and has them sing. And so one by one they all sing different songs, and Keely's up first. Keely was all right. I really wasn't impressed at all. And I think that maybe this is why she doesn't want to be in the group. Maybe she just knows that singing isn't her strong suit. Fallon said she wanted to show off her skills and tones, and there was a lack of both, which took me out because I agree. I don't know. I wasn't impressed, but I'm not impressed by anything Keely does. I've watched Keely throughout the years, and she's toxic. She's toxic in my opinion. And then Nivea sings, and she does really well in my opinion. I'm biased, but Nivea can sing, and I know that she can sing. Even if she messed up a little bit there, she can sing. She was just nervous, I feel like. And so I'm not sure if the twins were throwing shade during her singing. I sort of thought so because they were just shaking their heads, but maybe it was the shaking of the head of like I'm feeling this, like, she's singing. She's singing. She's singing. And then Aubrey sings, and there was a lot of bravado and Christina Aguilera-ish singing, screaming. But she's good. And maybe I'm biased to Aubrey as well. I like Aubrey O'Day. I liked Danity Kane. I still listen to them. I still listen to a couple of their songs, so that could be it. I might be a little biased. And then Pam sang next. Pam has the most unique voice, and it's so pretty to me. I love it. I feel like she could have been a solo act. Like, her voice is just that unique. It's good. I enjoyed it. And then Shamari sang, and Shamari's still been working with the vocal coach, so she still got it. So she does it like it's nothing. And then Fallon sings, and she's all right. And Felicia sings, and she's all right too. for as much as they were talking, I was expecting a lot more from the twins, but I mean, they can hold a note better than me, so who am I to judge, you know? It cuts to Lamisha, and Lamisha's kind of hating on them. It seems like she's still a little bit salty about the night before, so I give her that. But then she goes and she sings, and it wasn't the greatest, but I can hear that she has potential. She just needs to work out that muscle again, and she just probably needs to have more sessions with the vocal coach, but it's in there. She has a voice. She just needs to work on it. And then Irish sings, and Irish, what did Aretha say? Beautiful gowns? Yeah, beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns. I'm not going to say nothing bad. I'm not going to tear down another black woman. I'm just going to say beautiful gowns. But then we cut to another scene, and Elijah and Cosign come in, and they are songwriters. And so they came to assist the ladies and get a sense of what direction that they wanted to go. Now, Nivea is a hot mess. Nivea, I feel like, is going to be the comedic relief on this show, because it's like they were in the meeting, but all she was doing was fantasizing about Cosign. And I don't blame her. That's kind of stuff that I'd be doing. So whatever gets you through the day, sis, go off. But they were just discussing the direction of the music, and Pam says that she wants uplifting music. I guess, you know, Jesus music, and, you know, saved and sanctified music with no cursing. I don't know. And then Irish and Lamisha say that they're married, and I don't know what that means. I don't know what being married has to do about what you sing. And I only say that because look at what Beyonce does. Look at Cardi. Look at even all these women that are in relationships and what they sing about. Like, it's just music. It's just about the coin at this point. With the it's not like it's about the passion for them. They were put into a music mansion, so you got to do what needs to be done. So yeah, that's just my humble opinion on that. And then next we get to the choreographer, and her name is Aaliyah. I think she's from YouTube. She was doing the I think a couple years ago when the girls were wearing heels and doing dances, she was I guess a pioneer of that. And she did some Nicki Minaj videos and stuff. So apparently she's pretty dope. I'm personally not familiar with her because I don't really watch dance videos on YouTube or anything like that. But her choreography was me sounding like Jocelyn from the Cabaret. Her choreography was dope. I liked it. So as she's teaching them the moves, she has them break off into groups just to show how they picked up the dance routines, how quickly, how not so quickly, and it just kind of gives a gauge of where everybody is at as far as dancing. And so yeah, Keely killed it. And I know that she would. I knew that she would because I remember Keely from 3LW. She was the dancer. She could get it. Yeah, she was just always good. And then Aubrey, the twins, and Shamari, they held their own. I mean, they weren't like Keely. I have to give her that. They weren't Keely. But, you know, with more practice, they probably would have had the steps down completely. And I think Nivea did all right, too. But honestly, the ones that struggled the most, in my humble opinion, were Lamisha, Irish, and Pam. But I also think that they can get better. Like I said with the vocals, all they need to do is practice. It's a muscle that hasn't been worked in a while, so they just need to start doing it consistently. And I'm sure they'll be all right. I mean, they were in a group. You have to learn that kind of stuff. So once they learn, they'll be all right. But once again, though, we have the twins saying that Lamisha, Irish, Pam, and Nivea are aunties. And I don't like that. Like I keep saying, if we want to keep it 100, like the twins are aunties as well. I mean, I'm in that age range too. I'm an auntie too. Like, you're not a spring hen, spring chicken, however that saying goes. Like, you're not fresh faced. You're not any of that. Like I said, if you can go to a 15-year high school reunion, you need just throw that ageism out the window, because honestly, that just ain't shit. So then we have Aubrey and the twins outside talking, and Aubrey just says that they should separate the groups because she feels like they're just not able to agree on anything. So the best idea would just to be to separate the girls that want to talk about whatever it is that they want to talk about with no filter, put them in one group, and the other ones that have an issue with saying or singing about certain topics, put them in a different group. And so instead of them just talking about it together, they actually went to the whole group and told them what they wanted to do. Now, mind you, everybody was not on board. They felt as though they came there to do one group together, but they were willing to do whatever everybody else wanted to do. So it seemed like they kind of just agreed. They really didn't want to, but they just went along with it anyways. And so I'm not sure if it's the same day or maybe it's a little bit later, but we have, I think it's Irish, the twins, and Keely outside. I might be wrong, but all I know is Keely and the twins were talking, and she said that Aubrey wants to be divisive. Well, the twins, being who they are, they went back and they told Aubrey, and Aubrey said, as soon as I see Keely, I'm addressing the issue. And lo and behold, not even 30 seconds later, who walks in the room? Keely. And basically they go back and forth. Aubrey is upset because Keely used the word divisive, and Keely stands her ground and says, that's because that's how I feel like you were. I feel like that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to create division. You're being divisive. And so Aubrey's just like, I don't like that word. I don't like that you said that. That is not what I'm trying to do. And not Aubrey. Keely says, I'm sorry that you feel like that. And Aubrey counters, I'm sorry that you said it. And so then the episode ends there, and like, we're in for a treat. Let me tell you that. I'm excited every Wednesday for this show. I already know it's going to be a hot mess. So, yeah, with that being said, I'll be back to do another review for you. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever time it is there. And I'll check you on the flip side. Later.